Good morning, Pisces. Thank you for waiting. I'm so sorry that this video took so long. You guys are always the last to wait, but if it's any assurance, the reason that I always hold off doing Pisces videos is because I'm a Pisces and I don't like to listen to myself. And honestly, like a week from now, I will be looking at this transit and I'll be like, you don't listen to yourself. Okay, let's just take a minute. Okay, so I was looking through the ephemeras back in December, and I will say this now. I suggest you look through all the activation videos that I did for all the zodiacs. I honestly think they have a message for every single sign. We all have all 12 signs in us. I will stop there. Okay, so Pisces. Sirius has come into your sign for this activation day, January 9th, 2021. There will be no planets in at 1 degree in your sign. But there will be karma in your sister sign, Virgo, at 1 degree. So karma's facing you. Karma, the asteroid, is facing you. Let's talk this chart out. Okay, so January 9th, 2021, I marked it for 5:01 Eastern Standard Time. Okay? The moon's moving into Sag. It will be at exactly 0 degrees at this point. Ascendant is in Sagittarius for Eastern Standard Time. I have it for Trenton, Ontario. But you can, by all means, I highly suggest if you're an astrologer, chart this date yourself and take a look at it. Mars, Venus, and Mercury and the moon will all be at 1 degree at the same time. It's a big deal. This doesn't happen very often, and it's not happening for very long. It's literally just a few minutes. And when this happens, Juno is going to be what the moon moves into. So the moon will hit 1 degrees and then move right into Juno. Okay, Juno is another asteroid. My ears are ringing. Juno is the asteroid of our Pisces moment. It's did you see the little orb flying? Yeah. Okay, so Juno is the asteroid of Hera. She was Jupiter's wife. She speaks of alliances and domestic life of a female. She speaks of feminine powers, feminine energies. She's not so much like an Aphrodite. She more speaks about the receptive feminine energy rather than the independent feminine energy. So this would be the energy inside of all people who strategizes and complies and compromises with other people. Okay, so that's Juno, and she is in Sagittarius. She is near the South Node. She will be with the moon during this transit. What does that mean for Pisces? Well, it squares you. How's it square you? Well, if you're a Pisces, then Sagittarius is your 10th house whole sign. And even if it's not your 10th house and you don't use whole sign, it's your 10th sign, which is just as important, okay? Just as important to figure in. That means that this emotional activation that's happening is happening in your success line. Literally, people are watching this. They're watching how you strategize, they're watching the moves you make, and they're watching the things that you do and the things you say. The moon is sitting in your house of success, so people are literally watching you, okay? This is the place that you can shine the most. And with the moon there, the moon naturally rules over your 5th house. So the joy center and your creative center, which comes from a place of love and caring and accepting and making people happy and nourishing them, that's actually at the top of the chart for this. And the South Node's there too. When the South Node is anywhere near the moon, we're getting like a past life example, and we're getting some opportunities to really change fate and shift fate into our pocket. So let's talk about your pocket a bit. Chiron has been in your 1st house since 2018, February. Not a fun place, okay? That is like literally the pocket burnout. When this was happening, I literally went and started dancing again. I started stripping again. When Chiron entered my 2nd house, I was like, I'll use this wounded healer shit. That was not a good move for me. Personally, it was too much. Emotionally, I couldn't handle it, and it's not a practical career in a COVID situation in Canada. We don't get to have strip clubs anymore. So, but I will say for you, we probably all made some big changes around 2018 when it came to expenses and how we see our money and how we see our ability to manifest. being that this is a healing energy, this can actually be really useful to you, Pisces, because Pisces are all here to heal. We're here at the end of our lives to show people that the end is okay. We are here to show people acceptance and love and surrender. And yeah, so when Chiron entered your pocket, it was like, ow, everybody can see how broke I am. But there's a trine now. From that ability to show who you are, which is really what brings you money. And it's always been like that, Pisces. Your second house is Aries road, so it's ruled by Mars. So that means that it's very driven for speed and independence, and it happens in an almost inspirational idea form, like Aries are. They're like, oh, let's go do this. Oh, let's go do that. You like that with your money, right? And it makes you kind of, people are like, oh, you can't predict her. She's always spending her money. But your money ruler is now moving out of your second house and into your third house of communications. That means you can talk money. You can literally use Mars with Uranus and Black Moon Lilith in this transit and speak the unconscious ideas that you get, because you're receiving all of this information. Your ruler, Jupiter, is with Saturn in your 12th house, like up here in your subconscious. And then this is your first house. This is your first house where you have Neptune and Ceres. So this is all kind of confusing, but karmatic. And then what's going on up here is like this huge thing. Like you can feel the universe shifting. You've been able to feel people being restricted and being overexposed. You've been able to feel people communicating their feelings. You can feel it in your bones because it's sitting in your subconscious. And normally that wouldn't mean much to most signs, but you're a Pisces. The subconscious is your whole realm. Having Aquarius as your 12th house, a 12th sign, means that you feel literally the connecting force, that you have connection to the matrix. You're like directly connected into the wires that interconnect us all. You see, your subconscious is the sea of everyone. That's why Pisces are so sensitive, because the 12th house is ruled by the community, and it's also ruled by Saturn, which makes it very restrictive, so you can get trapped in there, knowing that there's all this world out there and all these things, and it gets so overwhelming and you just want to like pack away. That's Saturn 12th house stuff, and that's going to be a lot of this year. I'm not going to lie to you. Jupiter will be here for the first 12 months, but after that, like 2022 is going to be really, really hard. And we're blessed because Jupiter will be coming through Pisces at that time. But for now, Jupiter in Aquarius with Saturn is blowing up your subconscious. So your best bet is astral projection, meditating, and dream speak. Or even if you could do like, what's that kind of creative writing where you just let things flow out of you? Because you're so naturally connected to Jupiter. And he's sitting in your 12th house. And Pisces rules the 12th house. This is a time where you can literally create things. You can literally write things down and they will manifest into reality. And also, you'll be able to see things that have already happened or that are going to happen, and you'll be able to predict it. It's not going to be complicated at all. It's going to flow right out of you. Venus is moving through your 12th house, or your 11th house now. The sun is there, so you're getting a spotlight on all these choices that you've had to make, these cuts that you've had to make when it comes to the social groups that you choose and the people that you surround yourself with. Personally, I cut myself off alcohol last year in the summertime after I realized I was an alcoholic. Once I swallowed that, that's when Saturn really shifted for me from my 11th house into my 12th house, is when I realized that the problem was in me. It wasn't the people that I was surrounding myself with, but I had to cut all those people off to find out what the common denominator was, which was me. And once I figured that out, I addressed the issues, I'm not attracting those same people. Okay, you following me? So there's a highlight on that now. Those choices that you made and those cuts that you made are